At the beginning of the story, we see a girl named Kaya. She was scolding the housemaid because the tea she made was undrinkable. Kaya told her to make it again. Kaya's mother also started scolding the maid. The maid's name is Miyo Saimori. Then we learn that Miyo is actually the daughter of this very family. Despite being a member of the family, everyone treats her like a servant. The reason for this will be revealed later. After that, we see a man come to their house with a marriage proposal for Kaya. While Miyo was sweeping the floor, a boy named Koji came to her. We find out that Koji is the son of the man who brought the marriage proposal. Miyo and Koji already knew each other, and in fact, they liked each other. From Koji's words, it becomes clear that he wants to free Miyo from her sorrowful life and give her a beautiful, happy life. He wants to always see her smiling. Later that evening, the Saimori family is having dinner. There, Kaya asks her father to buy her a new kimono. Her father says he will buy her not just one, but 3 kimonos. At that moment, while Miyo was clearing the dishes, her father tells her to be ready the day after tomorrow. Hearing this, Miyo becomes anxious because usually everyone treats her like a servant. She has no idea what awaits her. The next evening, Koji comes to Miyo again, but this time he looks sad. He tells Miyo that he came to meet with her father. A little while later, a maid comes and tells Miyo that her father wants to see her. Miyo, full of hope, thinks perhaps the marriage proposal is for her and Koji. But when she goes inside, she sees Koji sitting with Kaya. Then her father announces that Koji will marry Kaya and become the next heir of the household. Miyo's heart breaks hearing this, but she holds back her tears because she knows happiness never comes easily in her ill-fated life. Her father then announces that Miyo will be married to Kiyo of the Kudo family. We find out that Kiyo is known as a cruel and heartless man. Miyo's sister mocks her, saying, "Let's see how long you survive this time." Without even asking for Miyo's opinion, her father orders her to pack everything and leave for the Kudo household. As Miyo leaves the house, Koji sees her standing in the rain. He remembers a flashback where he once told his father he would only marry Miyo, but his father went completely against his wishes. In the end, Koji was forced to agree to marry Kaya. The scene shifts. Miyo sits under a tree crying. That tree holds memories of her mother. It was her only companion in times of sadness. But now she must leave it behind. She bids farewell to the tree. A little later, Koji comes and apologizes to Miyo because he couldn't keep his promise to give her happiness. Miyo tells him it isn't his fault. Her fate itself is cursed, and happiness was never meant for her. Koji wants to confess his true feelings, but just then, Kaya shows up. Miyo thanks Koji for always being by her side all this time. At night, while Miyo is packing, a maid brings her a new kimono. The maid says, "This is from your father. He wants you to wear it when you leave tomorrow." Then, the maid warns her, "The man you're marrying is very strict and cruel. All his previous wives left him. You must be careful." Miyo has very few belongings. The maid asks, "Are you taking only this much?" Miyo replies, "All of my mother's mementos were thrown away long ago. I have nothing else." The maid gives her some food and says, "Take care of yourself." Miyo thinks to herself, "Such a beautiful kimono will never suit someone like me, who has always lived as a servant." The next morning, Miyo stands outside the house in her new kimono. She drifts into childhood memories, how after her mother's death, happiness vanished from her life. Even her mother's tree slowly withered away. Then she leaves by train. Again, lost in thoughts, she remembers how her stepmother treated her like a servant, how her sister always humiliated her, and how her stepmother constantly scolded her. One day, they even cut down her mother's tree, which deeply broke her heart. Lost in memories, Miyo finally arrives at the Kudo household. But what she sees shocks her. The house is even worse than she had imagined. Miyo knocks on the door. A maid opens it. Miyo introduces herself, and the maid welcomes her warmly. Nervously, Miyo steps inside. The maid takes her to Kudo. Miyo bows deeply in respect. Then Kudo says, "How long will you keep your head down like that?" Miyo apologizes, but Kudo replies, "I didn't ask you to apologize." Miyo raises her head, and she is astonished to see him, because the man everyone described as cruel and terrifying actually looks kind and handsome.
Kudo tells Miyo, "So whatever I say, you must obey without question. If I say walk, you must walk. If I say die, then you must die." Miyo calmly agrees to everything, even to dying if ordered. Kudo is shocked. He never imagined someone would accept his harsh conditions so unquestioningly. Afterward, a maid shows Miyo her room. The maid's name is Yurie. Yurie explains that Miyo might have heard many rumors about Kudo, but none of them are true. He's just a bit short-tempered. That night, Miyo is given a beautiful bed to sleep on. She thinks, "I thought I would have to sleep on the floor, but the rumors are already proving false." Then we learn, everyone in the Saimori family is born with special powers, but Miyo was born without any abilities. A flashback shows an incident from the past. Her father was performing a spiritual ritual on her. A box was placed in front of them. The moment the box was opened, an invisible force emerged. The power moved towards both Miyo and her sister, but Miyo couldn't see it while her sister saw it clearly. Suddenly all the candles went out. Her father realized it was her sister who possessed special powers. From that day he began neglecting Miyo and favoring her sister. Even her stepmother mistreated her. Miyo never received love, only abuse and humiliation. This scene turns out to be Miyo's dream. When she wakes up, she realizes she is no longer part of the Saimori family. She must now live as a member of the Kudo household. So, she goes into the kitchen to cook, hoping to impress Kudo. When Yurie comes in, she sees that Miyo has already finished preparing everything. After tasting the food, Yurie realizes that Miyo's cooking is wonderful. Even her presentation is elegant. But Kudo never eats food prepared by anyone other than Yurie. Kudo asks Miyo to eat the food herself because she suspects she might have poisoned it. When Miyo refuses, Kudo orders the dishes to be thrown away and leaves. This deeply hurts Miyo, making her feel like her life is meaningless. Next we see Kudo with his soldiers. Kudo is actually their commander, teaching them unity and keeping them always ready for battle. He demonstrates his immense strength, breaking a wall with just one finger. One of his junior officers teases him, saying that Kudo looks so gloomy, maybe his fiancée has already run away. When Kudo is getting ready for work, Yurie tells him that Miyo had worked very hard to prepare the meal and his behavior may have deeply hurt her. Kudo thinks to himself, it's unusual, since Yurie has never praised anyone before. Meanwhile, Miyo's father and sister are talking amongst themselves. Koji comes to leave some belongings in Miyo's room. He sees that her room is small and nearly empty. Koji thinks, Kudo's marriages never last long. If he rejects Miyo too, then I'll be there to help her. Later that night, when Kudo returns home, Miyo apologizes to him for the morning incident. She hadn't known that Kudo only eats food cooked by Yurie. She also tells him that Yurie had prepared dinner for him. When Kudo sits down, he remarks that the food has already gone cold. Miyo apologizes again. Then Kudo says, I don't want you to keep apologizing for everything. It feels like every breath you take is hiding sorrow. He tells Miyo, "Tomorrow you will prepare breakfast." Miyo is surprised, but Kudo clarifies, "Don't think I was accusing you of poisoning me. I simply didn't want to eat food from someone unfamiliar." Miyo drifts into another memory, searching for her mother's belongings but not finding them. She calls out to a maid named Hana. She discovers that Kaya had stolen those belongings. Miyo wants to tell her father, but before she can, Kaya brings their mother and pushes Miyo down. A comb, the last keepsake from her mother, falls from Miyo's hand, but her stepmother breaks it. Then they lock Miyo inside a room. Her father witnesses everything but says nothing. When Hana tries to help Miyo escape, she too is thrown out of the household. Back in the present, we see that Miyo was dreaming all this. She wakes up and combs her hair with the broken comb, thinking of Hana. She wishes she could see her just once more. She then changes into clothes, though even those are torn, and heads to the kitchen to cook. Yurie comes to assist her. When the meal is served, Kudo tastes it and admits Miyo's cooking is truly excellent. Miyo had been nervous, but hearing this, her eyes fill with tears. Because after so many years, for the first time, someone praised her. In the past, she only ever heard insults from her stepmother. Kudo notices Miyo's torn kimono and rough hands. He wonders how could the daughter of such a respected family be in this condition. But he still doesn't know that Miyo had been forced to live like a servant in her own home. He wants to know more about her past, but he realizes Miyo is the quiet type. She would never open up about it. So Kudo decides he will go meet her parents himself. On the other hand, we learn that Miyo was originally promised to Koji's brother. By breaking that engagement, Miyo's father sent her off to Kudo instead. Because of this betrayal, Koji's father strongly criticizes Miyo's father. He also reveals that Miyo actually belongs to the Usaba clan, meaning she should possess